Today is September 16th, 2024, and I was scrolling through my camera roll and I came across a very candid and honest video of me from March 16th, 2021, expressing what it felt to be a new Muslim. At that point, I have probably been a Muslim for I think a year and a half, and alhamdulillah, I've been a Muslim for over 5 years now. And I'm gonna share the video. I've never shared it before, and maybe I'll stitch it afterwards and kind of express where I am today. Today is March 16th, 2021. I'm still a few weeks away from it being my 2nd year anniversary since I became Muslim and took my Shahada. But I saw somebody comment on my 1-year anniversary video, and it made me start to reflect on everything that I hope to be able to record and try and remember my emotions and feelings from this past year, and what it means to me to be Muslim. Inshallah, there's been a lot that I've gone through. And I think the whole ummah, all of humanity has gone through in this past year. So it's kind of tough. But I guess all I can do is just speak my truth, what pertains to me. Make a video as if it's me talking to me. You know, not everybody has to relate. And that's something that I've put too much care into with the content that I've put out onto the internet, on public platforms. Was wondering how what I had to say could be taken apart, misconstrued, misinterpreted, and wanting to be so cautious to not be wrong or to be politically correct, you know. But I'm human, and I will only learn if I try, and inshallah, God guides me, Allah guides me. Yeah, I just wanted to record this little bit, in case I need a reminder later down the line. It's just to speak my truth, and inshallah, Allah will guide me in the best way possible. Assalamu alaikum. This is how my parents reacted when I converted to Islam. Some context. I am Hondureña, but I grew up here in the States after I was born in Honduras. My parents were the non-practicing Catholic, just by tradition type of Latinos, and I pretty much grew up agnostic my whole life. So the day that I came around to telling them that I wanted to embrace Islam and follow this religion, this is how they reacted. Alhamdulillah, my journey to Islam was kind of quick and easy. I did the research myself, and I just accepted it as the truth. I felt like it answered all what I always believed innately about the attributes of Allah, being a creator, not being anything of his creations, that piece of it. So when I wanted to tell my parents, I was already living on my own. And so I decided to wait until I could come home, visit, and tell them in person. I wasn't wearing hijab at the time. And I mainly just explained to them, through all my struggles, the more I researched about Islam, I now have a sense of peace in my life. I feel like I have guidance in my life. Oh, I remember that I had to tell my dad first. And also, I converted 2.5 years ago, if that helps. And my dad is the quiet type, so he didn't have much to say. He was just like, okay, are you sure? And then when my mom came back from visiting Honduras, she also was like, this is a bit extreme, why? And I explained to them what Islam really is, not their perceptions that they have from what they learned in the media. And my advice to any other sisters out there, or anybody that's looking to embrace Islam, is that one, you accept it as your truth, that Islam is your truth, and it might not be everybody's truth. And when you go to tell your parents, to have patience with your parents, because if I were to put myself in my parents' shoes, I bet that this came as a huge surprise, that they never imagined their little girl to grow up and be so different from what they imagined she would be like. So try and put yourself in your parents' shoes and have empathy for them, that this is a big change for them, and that you will need to give them some time to kind of process it, and go slow in telling them about Islam if they have their reservations. In time, with your kind of, with your improved manners and character, inshallah, they will see the beauty of Islam. When I first started looking into Islam, I had a thought about, okay, I can believe this with all my heart, but how do I actually go out into this world and identify as Muslim when I grew up being Latina? And I was nervous and scared about all the changes to come. But alhamdulillah, honestly, I do think my life has changed for the better, but that doesn't mean it hasn't come with its challenges. Throughout my journey these last 4 years of embracing Islam, and trying to just figure out my own identity, how to be a good Muslim, but also stay true to myself, I didn't always have someone that I could talk to about this, that could understand what it's like to be a Latina Muslim. This is why I'm so grateful to have found Islam in Spanish, and especially when they wanted to create a show that was by Latina Muslims for Latina Muslims. Inshallah, I want to be able to reach further and more of the newer generation of Latina Muslims, so that we can just begin to have a discussion, so we can begin to feel seen and heard. Ramadan is around the corner, and we just wrapped up the first part of the series of the show Latina Muslims Talking About. You can find it on Islam in Spanish's YouTube or Facebook page, where you can watch the recap videos of the interviews that we've done or the discussions that we've had. We're going to be taking a little break for the month of Ramadan, but that doesn't mean that we're stopped working. In the background, I'm trying to prepare for the next series, for the next season, per se, of the show. This is where I ask our sisters to help me make this show ours, to let me know what are the things that you're interested on listening to. Are you tired of the conversations always being based around our hijab, our form of modesty? Would you like to talk more about the issues, or want to reflect more on the positive? Just know that this series, Latina Muslims Talking About, isn't about giving like scholarly advice. It's literally woman to woman having a discussion as if we were hanging out and talking about like our experiences and what we've gone through. Inshallah, I think I'm going to follow up this video by posting some shorter videos with questions of would you rather situations for how do you like the show to evolve. So please follow, so that way we can make this show ours.